A Tennessee Republican is admitting that there is no plan to keep school kids from being killed in a mass shooting. This comes on the heels of a small church religious school in Nashville being the target of a mass shooting. So now Representative Tim Burchett was recently asked by reporters, and again, this is Tennessee Representative Tim Burchett, what could be done to keep children, our school children, safe from these kinds of attacks? This was his answer.
I don't think you're going to stop the gun violence. I think you've got to change people's hearts. You know, as a Christian, as we talk about in the church, and I've said this many times, I think we really need revival. Precious little kids lost their lives, and I believe 3 adults, and the shooter, of course, lost their life too. So it's a horrible, horrible situation, and we're not going to fix it.
We're not going to fix it. I mean, there it is. We're not going to fix it. Now, the shooter, by the way, who was assigned a female at birth and identified as a male, was armed with what we believe to be 2 rifles, or 1 rifle and a pistol that was modified, and then an additional pistol. I'm not entirely clear on what exactly he was armed with, and a ton of ammunition. And so he was ready for an assault. This was a pre-planned attack. Now, the AR-15, which was used here, being the rifle of choice of mass shootings, I mean, look, that's a fact. It seems to be a favorite. But yet Burchett says, oh, no, we can't do anything about that. Oh, but what? Do something about, guns.
Can't let that happen.
No. We can't do anything about that. Okay. We cannot regulate, shall not be infringed, they say. Okay. Now, furthermore, Burchett said that Congress, if they attempted to do any sort of gun control measures, or I should say gun safety regulations, well, he says that will just make things worse somehow. But, when I hear that, I kind of struggle to figure out how this situation can get worse when there's basically a mass shooting in this country every single day. I would say that we're already living in what is the worst of the situation. And it's funny, it's almost as if the solution is kind of like right there in front of us. You only have to look at every other modern industrial country that does not have this very problem and how they got to that. I mean, maybe we could start with, like, I don't know, passing an assault weapons ban, bringing that back, because it had already had been a law for some time. But I'm sure that Burchett, being a freedom-loving Republican, he's not in favor of banning things, right? I mean, of course, he's not going to ban the AR-15. Why? No. Not going to ban that. Not going to ban anything, because I believe in freedom, right? Right? Against bans.
A grown man dressed up like a woman should not be rubbing his crotch in front of a little child. That is ridiculous. Good on Governor Bill Lee and our Tennessee legislature. The law goes into effect on July 1st. And dadgummit, we don't put up with that crap in Tennessee, and we shouldn't. And the rest of the country should follow suit. This is wrong.
Right.
This is a radical fringe that we are allowing to declare normalcy. This is wrong as wrong can be.
Oh, no, he wasn't talking about guns there. He was talking about drag shows. Drag. So, we don't put up with that crap in Tennessee, but you put up with dead children, from a mass shooter. I see what the priority is. I mean, of course, right? I mean, look, gun violence in this country is a leading cause of death for young people, children, ahead of auto accidents. Number one. Burgess says, can't do anything about that. We're not going to fix it. No, we're not going to fix it. Criminals are going to criminal. So we obviously we just can't even try. I mean, we can't do any sort of bans. Not for guns that are literally killing children, but we can ban drag shows. Oh yes, ban the drag shows. Which again, drag is not inherently sexual. Yes, there can be some sexually charged drag shows. Those are not the ones that the children are invited to. Okay? But apparently drag shows more dangerous for children than them being murdered in their schools because people get access to high-powered weaponry like AR-15s. You'll put up with that, though, Burchett. But God forbid children see a man in a dress. Only a moron or somebody who is deeply, like brainwashed, whatever, by the culture wars could think that drag is a bigger danger to children. But here's the thing. It's not that they can't do anything about gun violence. Again, every other modern industrial country that has the same kinds of technology, by the way. I mean, they've got 3D printing. He went on and talked about, they're going to get guns. Oh, they'll even print guns. They'll create the ghost guns. What's preventing people in Europe from doing that? Or Australia? I mean, they can do that there. They can do that here. They can do that there. But there they actually do have more restrictive gun control measures than anybody here in the United States is calling for, by the way. But still, they can't do anything. Anything. And it's because they do not want to. I've said it before. I do believe in the Second Amendment. I do believe that you have the right to defend yourself in this country. But it is obvious that we need common sense gun reforms. But there are right-wing politicians like Burchett who fear the gun lobby, the manufacturers, and the hardline gun advocates who use our broken and corrupt political systems to bribe these politicians in order to prevent any sort of change that will actually protect children and then go after people who pose literally no danger to children